You're on.
Attention, friends and family. Thank you all so much for being here today to help me celebrate Marcus's 40th birthday. Now, I met Marcus in the most unexpected way. But ever since that time, he has filled my life with joy and happiness. So today on this special occasion, I would like to share with all of you the story of how Marcus and I met and how he took me on a journey. So for those of you who don't understand, for those of you who don't know, I went to Pepperdine University as an undergraduate student. With Pepperdine's picturesque location and small class sizes, the school already had everything that I wanted in a college. But the real selling point for me was their study abroad programs. Now, I have a deep-rooted passion for traveling, and I live by St. Augustine's philosophy that states that the world is a book, and those who don't travel read only one page. So when it came time to decide where I wanted to go, Buenos Aires seemed like the natural choice because I took 4 years of Spanish in high school. But I really wanted to go to Europe, so I would ultimately end up going to Lausanne, Switzerland. Now at this time, the only 2 words of French I knew were bonjour, which means hello, and je t'aime, which means I love you. But going to Lausanne would end up being one of the best decisions of my life because this is where I would meet my lovely husband, Marcus. Yes! After a few days at the Pepperdine Lausanne house, I thought it would be fun to go out with some of my new friends to a Swiss nightclub. Now, let me tell you something. Okay. The club was hyped, the dance floor was lit, and you know I was shaking my groove there. During the songs, I happened to glance over to the bar to see a handsome dark-haired man who couldn't be a couple years older than I was. Now, he was sitting by himself, you know, sipping his beer, but silently giggling to himself as he looked at me from a distance. So I couldn't help but be attracted to him upon first glance. But of course, as soon as we made eye contact, I awkwardly looked in the opposite direction. And after the song ended, I went to go sit down with some of my friends at the table. But out of the corner of my eye, I saw this mysterious man walking towards our table. Now at this point, my heart was, oh God. He sweetly introduced himself to us, and he turned to me and said, I loved your dance moves. Now, I was incredibly flattered. And we got to talking, and the conversation just flowed so naturally and nicely. We ended up talking for hours. Fortunately for me, the night ended with him asking me out on a date. So on our first date, he brought me a yellow rose, which symbolizes joy and friendship. And over the months that ensued, he took me all over Switzerland and we had an amazing time together. This was the first time I ever felt comfortable with somebody, and I felt like I didn't need to pretend to be somebody I wasn't. Now on the last day before I left Switzerland, he gave me a red rose, which symbolized the love that had developed between the 2 of us. Now I kept these 2 roses to remember the times that we had together overseas.
Dang.
Sorry. When I left Lausanne, but he would eventually visit me several times in the States. And here we are, 21 years later, married. Marcus is the only man who can deal with my spontaneous outbursts of laughter, and is also the only one who can stop the tears from flowing from my eyes on a bad day. Today I've talked about how I met Marcus in Lausanne, but I can honestly say that I think I speak for all of us when I say that he's truly an amazing man to everybody he meets. I could have never imagined that I would go from saying bonjour to Marcus at the club to je t'aime, I love you at the end of my trip. Now, let's raise our glasses. Here's to Marcus. Here's to many more memories to come and many more celebrations. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. Yeah.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
That was a good story.
Dang it.
I'm not about.
That's
I know.
I'm so happy. I want
You
to
to accept this later.
I just hope you need a marker.
Drink all of it, David. All of it. He's a rugged mountain man.
Run the